What's up, guys? JR here. I'm joined by Danny Bonifaz, right?
Yeah,
I got it right.
Correct.
Every single week here at This Week at Zobie's episodes, I've introduced you to the different people that pretty much get your items to you, right? Either it's listing, editing videos, or photographing it. Till today, I decided, like, why not interview the guy that's in charge of handling all the customer service and arranging the vShout stuff. Daniel's been with us for, it's going to be a year.
About to be a year.
About to be a year,
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
In 2 to 3 weeks.
So, kind of similar to Adam, where he cold emailed me. Similar situation with Daniel. How did you find out, or how did you hear about Zobie?
So I was actually following the Zobie community group. That's how I got acquainted with all the family, the Zobie fam, how we call it here. And it was just a matter of like checking the website, checking the actual community. Everybody's super friendly there. I think my first interaction with the community was a question before I started working here. Everybody was super helpful. Everybody was super nice. And one day I was working in the medical field, but not necessarily medical. I was more like the technology pairing devices with heart monitors. And I cold emailed JR through Facebook.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's funny because my wife actually started kind of like messing with me and just bullying me because JR took about 2 weeks to reply to that.
I'm the worst
message.
though.
Yeah.
Now that you've been here, like if you message me on Facebook, it's like, it's gonna go into like a tunnel. Like I'm never gonna get to it. But if you email me directly, I will respond to the emails.
Yeah,
really
but no, eventually he got back to me and he was like, yeah, just stop by the office, we'll talk.
I still remember that conversation too in the conference room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came after 5 o'clock because you were working at your other job.
Yeah, I used to leave at 5.
And so the funny thing is, like, you're always nervous bringing somebody on, especially somebody you don't know or you can't really reference check, especially in this industry. And so the first conversation we had, it was kind of learning about him and his background and also what his fandom was. And I could tell he had a very positive vibe and he would gel really good with the not only with us, but with the community. And I remember him saying, dude, I just want to be able to learn, so I'll be able to come after 5. And I was like an internship. I'm like, let's do a paid internship. And I think we did that for what, 3 months?
Yeah, it was about 3 months, yeah.
3 months, and I still do this, but like this particular week, I remember saying, hey, why don't you come in on a Saturday and help me out if you're available? And he's like, yeah, I'll be there. And we were actually organizing the warehouse similar to what we're doing right now. So it's almost a year. It's kind of like October's kind of the time frame where we try to reorganize, make sure our SKUs are right, make sure the inventory is good.
Right before the holidays,
Exactly.
just making sure everything's gonna be straight. Yeah.
And so I offered him, like, hey, why don't you just come work here full time? And in that 3 months of him coming in, working his 40 at his other job, medical tech field, he would come in here after hours and help us. I got to see that he was super energetic, very positive vibe, and he was a hard worker. Do you remember the first thing you bought on Zobie?
The first thing, the first thing I asked you if it was okay for me to buy was the Majin Vegeta 9000.
The Chris Abbott one.
That was the first one I ever bought.
Last year around that time, that was like the big
that was the big thing, because it's before the new Majin Vegeta came out,
So he started off helping us with the inventory and SKU implementation on the warehouse, and he quickly moved into a vShout specialist role. But now he's just more than vShout. He really helps us kind of logistically with a lot of the signings that we're doing, but he also takes care of all the Comic-Con. So if you've gone to Dallas Fan Expo or been down to McAllen at Anime Fiesta, he's a very familiar face because he's pretty much the lead in our Comic-Con schedule. So in 2022, most likely, Daniel will be coming to a town near you. Real quick, some just quick questions because I've asked the guys in the past this is, what has been the one thing coming into Zobie that has, like, what's been the toughest thing about working here for you? What's some of the challenges, I guess?
Toughest thing or the biggest challenge is running out of time. Not having enough time to reach you out, to reach the celebrities out, to even like being here and looking for items time-wise.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing here at Zobie. Like, we're trying to dip our toes in so many different types of things to reach out more of you guys that we're just, in my case, it's just, I wish the day could have 4 more hours.
Yeah, I wish there was more time in the week for sure.
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite signing you've done, or Comic-Con? Because you've done a couple signings for us too in LA, but you know, what's the one celebrity that pops out that was a very positive experience, or the Comic-Con that you had?
I gotta say the best signing trip that I took was to LA when we did John Bernthal, we did Skeet Ulrich, and we did The Nun. It was it was Elvira, yeah.
And The Nun.
Yeah. And The Nun.
Yeah, it was
so
pretty
it was four signings that weekend.
In 2 days, basically.
But that was the best one for
now,
sure.
I know out of everybody, you like to have a good time.
Yeah.
And you've gone to a lot of cities this year.
Yeah.
A lot of flights.
A lot of flights and a lot of driving too.
A lot of driving too. What has been one of like the restaurants or like bars or a city that was like, yo, I want to go back to that city because that was a lot of fun? I know you're gonna say Vegas, but other than Vegas, because I know you had a lot of fun.
Other than Vegas, actually, you know what? It might sound kind of like what? Because it's here in Texas, but my trip to Dallas with Josh was pretty fun.
You guys got to hit up the Deep Ellum area, right?
Yeah, it was really, really nice. People were super nice. Everything went super smooth. The city itself is gorgeous. Yeah. But yeah,
I love Dallas. I miss
is
Dallas.
Really, really nice.
Guys, so this whole episodes that we're doing is for you to kind of get to know the face, the name of the people who are really responsible day to day in operations and making sure that items get to you. I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in this week. Eddie is here. He's here to pick up the mail.
Come on in, Eddie.
I appreciate you guys, and we'll be back next week.
Make sure you like
and subscribe.